You've decided it's time to build a website, or maybe you're overhauling an old one, or perhaps you need to give feedback on some new web designs and just wish you had a better handle on what works and what doesn't. Because you want to get this website just right, but without getting a design degree, watching lengthy in-depth tutorials, or spending a ton of money. Well, today we're breaking down all the most important need-to-know web design advice in just 7 web design tips and tricks that guarantee a professional-looking site that will convert. Hi, I'm Erin from SiteGround. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you never miss any of our videos. All right, let's get into it. Tip number 1, identify your branding and style. Let's first touch on a very, very important element of web design that will make everything you implement look more polished and professional: branding. It's the backbone of your web design because it will pull your whole site together. When it comes to branding, you'll want to decide on colors, typography, and overall style to establish the design aesthetic that perfectly aligns with your vision. Not sure where to get started? Ask yourself, what do I want to transmit with my brand? Seriousness, playfulness, professionalism? Drill down on what colors, font, and imagery might most accurately transmit who you are and what you sell. So if your brand needs to convey trust and reliability, consider using deep, muted colors like navy blue or charcoal gray. Fonts should be traditional and clean, such as serif typefaces. For brands that want to appear fun and approachable, vibrant colors like a bright yellow or teal can work really well. Opt for rounded sans serif fonts that evoke a friendly vibe. If you aim to project elegance and exclusivity, colors like gold or deep purple can be effective. Choose sophisticated, sleek fonts to match. Brands in tech or creative industries often want to express modernity and creativity. Bold colors like electric blue or neon green can help. Pair them with unique, contemporary fonts. You may also find it especially beneficial to hunt around the internet to find other websites whose brands align with yours. Look for colors, typographies, image style, and overall layout. Take note of what you like about them and decide what you'd like to incorporate in your own brand and site design. Here is a great example of a website with a very decisively executed brand. Tropical shades of pink, turquoise, yellow, and blue, and a playful font and design all clearly communicate the vibe of their brand consistently. It not only makes the site look good and professional, but it gives you a solid sense of what the business represents. It's fun, funny, and energetic. Tip number 2, pick a template. The best, easiest, and surely cheapest way to design a website is to use a template. Depending on the platform you're using, such as WordPress, for example, it's likely that you have access to many ready-made templates, which implement design best practices and even include built-in branding. These components are customizable, which means you can tweak designs to meet your layout and branding needs. So choose a template you love and keep things simple. Aim to make minimal changes in order to avoid overcomplication, unnecessary work, and worst of all, a less appealing site. Tip number 3, make a great first impression. There are many pages on your website, but if you really need to get one right, it's your homepage, specifically the hero section. This is the first thing people will see, so the goal is to make it visually impactful and, importantly, to include a compelling message that makes visitors want to stick around for more. This means a benefit-driven title, a strong supporting subtitle, and a call to action that takes visitors to the next step. Make sure to also choose an impactful, high-quality image that captivates and supports your message. But take note, not to overpower your title and subtitle text, or worse, make it altogether unreadable. It's important to select an image that complements your text, not overshadows it. Here on Volvo's site, you can see how they make a powerful first impression with a benefit-driven title, an informative subtitle, and an evocative photo. It's simple, captivating, and effective. Tip number 4, mind the fold. Part of the reason why your hero section is so very important is because it sits above the fold. That is, its content is viewable without having to scroll. All the content after scrolling is considered below the fold and is less likely to be viewed by site visitors. This is why it's so crucial to make sure your entire hero section is viewable prior to scrolling. Meanwhile, it's also important to keep this in mind for each page on your website. The fold matters. While we're on the topic of first impressions and minding the fold, if you're keen to produce a landing page to capture specific conversions, it's worth noting that many of the elements we've discussed here also apply. To learn more about how to create the perfect landing page in 4 easy steps, be sure to check out our video. I'll link to it below. Tip number 5, be strategic about content and layout. Each page on your website should serve a specific purpose, and achieving that goal requires a combination of thoughtful design and a clear content hierarchy. Take your homepage, for example. The content below the fold should support the hero section's message, offering evidence, social proof, and storytelling to reinforce the claims made above. Structuring this information hierarchically is key because you'll want to guide visitors step by step through your business's value proposition. The design should lead users seamlessly from one section to the next with visual cues, such as typography, color contrast, and white space, in order to reinforce the flow of information. It's also necessary to maintain clarity. Each section should focus on a single concept and be visually distinct. By strategically organizing content and employing clean, intuitive design, you ensure that users can navigate your site effortlessly, improving overall usability. This principle applies to every page of your site, not just the homepage. Each section builds upon the previous one, focuses on one goal, and has one relevant call to action. Here we have Canva's website, which implements a well-executed hero section, supporting product information and social proof in the form of client logos. Tip number 6, implement strategically placed calls to action. That's right. Speaking of calls to action, they are absolutely essential to keeping people moving through your site. As you can see here on SiteGround's site, the CTAs are sprinkled strategically throughout the homepage, in the hero section, and next to subject-specific content. The idea here is to encourage visitors to explore your site, gaining more information and advancing closer to a sale. So be sure to include clear calls to action, such as, in this case, start now, or view plans, or get plan. Doing this on every page of your site allows users to effortlessly keep moving to the next step rather than hitting a dead end. Also be sure to use color to draw attention to your CTAs, but try to keep the color in line with your brand or at least complementary. So for example, no neon green call to action button if your brand colors consist of breezy pastels. Tip number 7, add imagery. Imagery serves many purposes on your website. It supports your message, it reinforces your brand, and it helps to break up content so that it's more digestible. As such, when using images, make sure that they add value, fit visually with your business's brand, and contribute to the flow of your page layout. It's that simple. Web design mistakes to avoid. Now that you know what to do, let's quickly touch on a few common web design mistakes that really matter. Over-designing. Overall, aim for simplicity and make sure that your site structure and navigation are intuitive, not overcomplicated. While it can be tempting to get really creative with web functionality and design, you know, the funky menu placement, artistic fonts, and sideways scrolling, this all just leads to user confusion. If you want to ensure a good user experience, stick to what they are accustomed to. Slow load time. You can go to all the trouble of making the perfect website, but if it takes longer to load than site visitors have patience for, well, none of it matters. Adding heavy images or tons of videos to your site may be just one of the issues, but there are a lot more. Not sure how to make your site load more quickly? Check out our video on how to speed up your website. I'll leave a link below. Non-responsive design. Excuse me, what? This means that your website design and functionality doesn't adapt for different screen types, including computers, tablets, and smartphones. Most website templates will automatically make optimizations for you, but when it comes to the best responsive web design tips and tricks, the key really is to always test everything yourself. View your site on different devices to ensure layout, font size, and functionality are all optimal. Your site doesn't feel secure. Listen, first impressions and web design are crucial, as a sketchy or untrustworthy site will drive visitors away. To build trust, focus on security and clean design. Do this by avoiding excessive colors or fonts and instead use a cohesive layout that guides users smoothly. Incorporating social proof like testimonials and trust badges also boosts credibility. Lastly, ensure your site has an SSL certificate. Some hosting companies will charge you to secure your site with an SSL certificate, while others, such as SiteGround, will secure your site for free. Having that security layer not only protects your visitors, but also adds to the overall professional appearance of your site. Now that you know how to design a website, it's time to bring it to life. SiteGround's website builder makes web creation and management super easy. Get started today by clicking the link below. And that's it, folks. Those are the 7 best web design tips you will want to keep in mind in order to create a streamlined, highly effective website. Get your branding dialed, create an effective homepage with a strong hero section, implement strategic calls to action, and keep your site simple and intuitive. You've got this. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more design and web development content.